Thank you very much. Before we go into the election, there was an omission. I believe Eswatini is in the room, and I just wanted them to give the opportunity to say, what they're doing in the ICT arena and how the CTO could help them. So, is Eswatini? Could you put a show of right there? You go. Thank you. Apologies, humble apologies.
Thank you, SG. By the way, you're not the only country that wasn't called. My neighbor here wasn't called as well. I think from our perspective, certainly for a digital transformation to proceed, there needs to be the political will, and otherwise it would be a non-starter. Certainly the digital transformation agenda needs to sit at the highest level of the country's leadership, that is at the president or the prime minister's office. And we really need to clearly articulate the benefits for the ordinary citizen, what this journey is all about. Obviously, you need a policy and a plan. And you need to get a buy-in from the users of the services within government as well as the rest of the citizens. Ensure there's proper and resilient communication infrastructure and digital skills are taught to all. I think for CTO, really to help us link with experts in the field, provide model frameworks, and maybe even possible sources of funding, and perhaps collaborate with the countries. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And to your colleague, all right. Thank you.
Oh, thanks very much, Secretary General. Well, for Grenada, it really all starts with leadership. As some of the other countries said, I think the Prime Minister in Grenada is very much, is a leader of digital transformation, and this is so important to him. So some of the things that we are doing is digitizing more services. Digital literacy, we have started a number of programs, infrastructure, expansion with respect to broadband and trying to get more persons on broadband connected. I think next week we'll have an ICT week where we announce a number of persons again that will be coming on to a new broadband program for the reduced cost, and really trying to encourage the private sector investment in this journey. Which I think is very important. What can the CTU do for us? I think is really sharing best practices and doing some sort of online forum that could keep the key persons within the telecoms, the CTO member states involved in terms of the progress. So we could have all of them, aligned and keep in touch with, how our fellow members are doing.
Great. Thank you very much. Is there any other country who did not have the opportunity to say what they're doing and what they would like the CTO to do for them?
Yes. Well, Madam Chair, thanks. Secretary General, thank you for giving us the floor. Pakistan.
Thank you very much. I think most of the things covered by our distinguished colleagues, I don't want to repeat them, but just to highlight a few things. First is the mindset. We should not consider the efforts for the digital transformation as cost. Rather, we should take them as investment, because there is a clear correlation, positive correlation between increased digitalization in the country and productivity, increased mobile broadband penetration and GDP impact, and increased mobile broadband penetration and software exports. So most of the Commonwealth CTO member states, we look forward to have more and more exports, and more impact on our GDP. Secondly, what we experienced in Pakistan was adoption of a digitalization was accelerated by having content in the native language. So once the content was available in the native language, people started using those applications and those services. And then we also had very good experience in incentivizing use of digital technologies. For instance, if you apply for your passport via digital app, then the fee is lower. So these sort of initiatives help the populace adopt digital technologies. Regarding the role of CTO, excuse me, I would suggest that maybe Madam Secretary General can consider revitalizing the forum and making it more proactive. We can have, maybe we can have a WhatsApp group of all the member states, a moderated group in which the member states can highlight their problems, and we can have focused working groups to work on those problems. For instance, we have the World Radio Communication Conference coming up this year, later at Dubai. So there are few very highly debated agenda items. So the CTO forum can be used to share the perspectives of different countries in this forum for going on, for having their opinions made. We can also have a quarterly Zoom call, voluntarily participated by the member countries, just to make sure that we are not dependent on having a digital week to meet and to talk to each other. Thank you.
Thank you. About Cameroon, let me first begin by saying that Cameroon agrees with all that has been said by the other speakers before we took the floor until now. Maybe just to add that digital transformation is an outcome of digitization and digitalization. Those are two words that have practically different meanings. When you combine that, there are a lot of challenges. We have identified the challenges ranging from public awareness through public policy development and the digital ID legislation and all of that. And therefore, what should Commonwealth countries do? I think it's all about collaboration and cooperation. And what can the CTO do? I think the CTO should provide the platform for that collaboration and cooperation, and also technical assistance through capacity building to member states. Essentially, that is what we think can be done. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I'd like to thank all of the participants in this afternoon's session for the insight they've provided in terms of what they're doing, and also to point the CTO in the direction that they need to go to really ensure that we support our members on their digital transformation journey. So I thank you all. This was a very insightful session, and I thank you all for your contributions. And this brings us to the next item on the agenda for this afternoon. It is the election of ICT sector members to sit on the executive committee of the CTO. I want to just preface this little exercise to say that the CTO is in a transition. We will be undertaking constitutional reform, and depending on the what comes out of the 60th Council meeting on the 23rd and 24th of February, things may change. But until that time, we are obliged to respect the existing constitution and rules of procedure. And that requires us to, at the CTO forum, to elect the ICT sector members who would sit on the executive committee. And so we have received nominations for the 2 categories of ICT sector member, the development partners and the industry partners. The process is the process that has been outlined in our rules of procedure. I think in the interest of time, I was going to have Irene read it, but yes. So so we have gone through the process and we have received the nominations. For the development partner, the nominee, the first and only nominee, I should say, is the Information and Communications Technology Authority, ICTA, of Mauritius. And they were nominated by the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization of Ghana, Vodafone, Ghana, Botswana Communications Regulatory Authority, BOCRA, and the Communications Authority of Kenya. So there are no other nominees for this development partner. So I'm just going to ask, for the sake of the formality, I am going to ask Information and Communications Technology Authority, ICTA, whether they will be willing to take the responsibilities of the development partner on the executive committee. The representative of, yes, and are you willing? Great, excellent. Let's congratulate. Congratulations. Okay, I pass. Right, and for the industry partner, the nominee is Vodafone Ghana, and they were nominated by Botswana Communications Regulatory Authority, BOCRA, of Botswana, and the Information and Communications Technology Authority, ICTA, of Mauritius. So to Vodafone Ghana, that is the only nominee. Are you willing to undertake the responsibilities for the industry partner on the executive committee? Yes, we are. Right, good, thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations to you both. And we'll see how things proceed for the rest of the week. I want to thank our excellent chair, Cameroon, for the conduct of the day. It's been an exciting day. And also to Ghana for just moderating this discussion for the last session. What can the CTO do and what can we do to accelerate digital transformation? And in closing, I want to say I'm very gratified. I think the presence of so many members of the Commonwealth and beyond at this session this afternoon, it is a tangible demonstration of your commitment to the organization, and I thank you for being here. It's an encouragement after coming through the last tumultuous couple of years to see that so many people are so interested and committed to this organization. I want to thank you, and I think we all deserve a round of applause. And on behalf of the Secretariat, I want to give you my commitment that we are your servants. I am taking on board all of the things that have been said today. And by the next time we gather, not this week, not tomorrow, but in the coming weeks and months, you will see the fruit of what was planted here in this session. Yes, and I always say, yes, we have to talk. We'll talk a little. But first, we have to think. We have to plan. And then we have to act decisively. So we are your servants, and we're looking forward for together, through collaboration, taking this organization to the point where it is a globally recognized organization that delivers tangible benefits to its members with excellence, and that there is a measurable impact on all of our member countries so that we don't keep falling behind. Yes, and that is our commitment to you. So I thank you very much for your participation this morning. I'm looking forward. If this today was great, tomorrow I'll have to strap myself down to my seat. With it's so encouraging. So we start at 9, and we're looking forward to having a great session tomorrow. And the following days, the Thursday and Friday would be the 60th council meeting. I thank you all. Have a good afternoon. Yes, and those who are celebrating their nominations and their election to the, enjoy the celebration, and I hope to see you tomorrow, please God.